And I'm live. At least I think I am. Hi guys, can you hear and see okay? Yay. So tonight we're going to have some fun. We're going to be doing some little mini flower pops on hexagon tiles. And then we'll make a matching trivet to go with that. But before we do that, let's see last week's paintings. Hello to everyone. I see so many of you, it would take me 5 minutes to say hello to everybody. Thanks for joining me though. So Alan painted last week, yay. I love the purple in here. He did a really good job on this painting for not painting for over a year. So it came out really cool. So many different ways you can orientate that painting. And look at all different ways. So that dried really pretty. And then we did the test of the new background paint. You can see the pearl in it. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's carbonized or pearlized carbon black. I did put the link in Saturday's description for this paint. I really love the way it dried. Now, if you're going to use it, paint your sides first, because you can see that little edge there. I'm going to go through when I get the paint in stock and repaint the sides. But on Saturday's painting, I did paint it black first. And I did not have that issue at all. So it did stay true. It's blacking out, isn't it? But it did stay pearlized too when it went over the sides. But this was Saturday's painting. My premiere painting. So, oh, that glare just does not do this justice. This painting is absolutely gorgeous. And I love the way these little tendrils, little fingers came out. Yes, color's pretty though. Juniper is gorgeous in with that carbonized pearl black. So, pearlized carbon black, sorry. I'm going to attempt to make this color for us. And I have a name for it already. So, I'm going to play around and see if I can make it. I think I should be able to. I think. Because I have one color that's similar to this, and then I have another color that I could mix part of that recipe in, and I think I could come up with that color. So that'll be a new one for the end of February. I have 3 new colors coming out the end of February. I'm going to be working on those possibly the end of this week. So be watching for those. Paint sale is still on. You can get 15% off your paint orders on Etsy until Sunday. So if you hadn't ordered paint yet, get in there and get it. I think I can make that color. I'm pretty good at it. You know, if someone sends me a swatch, I can usually match it. Or get really close to it. So, I have nothing new to show you. I'm not influencing you tonight by any means, except for I am using Brian's tile stands. I had to go back to the old ones, Brian, because the new ones were a little too big for these hexagon tiles. So we're using the old ones and the new ones. Brian has these in his Etsy shop. So we're also going to be using Brian's new swipe sheets. These are a rubber filament that he uses. I believe it's TPU, Brian. So he has the 8, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1 that you get all in one set. They wash up pretty good. I mean, I let that set. Dummy me, forgot to wash it after I used it last time. But I did scrub it, and there's no paint on top of it. It's just what's stained on the inside. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate you, darling. So we don't even need that one tonight, unless we need it for the bigger tile. Let me see. Yeah, we'll need that for the bigger tile. But this size here will work for this size tile. So those are the only two we'll have to use unless I need to go in and touch up. Yes, TPU. Thank you, Brian. Just wondering if I want to go with a bigger one, just to be on the safe side. Alright, so what we're going to do, I would like to do 4 different colors and then kind of mix those colors onto the big one and just have all these colors kind of match to the larger tile. So I was thinking we could do yellows and orange, pinks and red, some purples, and possibly some blues. And the other thing is too, if you're working on a project and this is too big for you, you can cut these with scissors and get it to the exact size that you need it. But he's got so many variances of sizes here that you shouldn't have to cut any. It'd be nice if we could get one great big long one, right? But it won't fit on the printer. So I have my collab piece done for Sunday. So don't forget to join me at 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon for my Piggy Love 2023 Valentine's Day collaboration. Fluid Art Co. is sponsoring. And you'll get to see what I created using pigments and the piece, I should say the substrate that they sent to us that we all used. And also there will be an auction that starts at noon that day. In the description below the premiere, and you can get to it, I've already uploaded it, you can go register to bid. So what you'll do is put all your information in and they'll store a credit card number for you. So when you bid, you don't have to go do all that before you go bid, so you can do it now. And it is a safe website, so don't worry about that. And we have, I want to say there's 20 of us. Don't quote me on that, but I think there's 20 people participating. So you'll have that many pieces to pick from to bid on. So I thought that would be pretty cool. So I already registered because I know I'll probably want to be bidding on somebody's. But the buyer does pay shipping. So if you're bidding on a piece that's in Australia or Ireland or Slovenia, you're going to have to pay the shipping. So my piece is called Romancing the Lilies. Thank you, Shelly, for helping me with that last night. I had so many different ideas, and that was one we finally decided on. So let's get started tonight. I'm going to throw some Bumblebee Yellow on this one and some Persian Autumn Yellow. A little bit of Orange Marmalade. And I want some contrast, so we'll probably put, let's put some, ooh, I think the antique copper would be really pretty. Hi, Emily. No worries. It's so good to see everybody here tonight. So if you've never done a flower pop, I'm sure you've seen Lori Houston do them. They're absolutely amazing. And then years ago, Olga Solby had done one where she blew it out. It was so pretty. And I've always loved them, so I thought, let's do one. So instead of doing one, I decided to do them on tiles. And then, you know, I'm going to try to fit at least one on here. But we could probably fit 3 on here. Maybe 4 if we blow correctly. We do some half flowers and some whole flowers. You're welcome, Bri. So if you haven't shopped with Brian yet on Etsy, please do. He's got some pretty cool pouring stuff there. It's all 3D printed, but these TPU sheets, these rubberized sheets, are amazing. It's so nice to be able to throw something in hot water and not have to worry about it. So, let's get started. So I already think this one will work okay. So what I'll have to do is lay my color this way. I'll have to do my white here to pull it across. And I'm going to bring you guys down a little closer so you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Something down there. Okay. I need to clean all my bottle tips. I said that last time and I still haven't done it. Okay, so let's get some yellow in there. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to swipe it. And we'll get some Persian Autumn yellow. Let's kind of highlight that yellow a little bit. Some orange. We don't want a lot. And a little bit of antique copper. Just for contrast. So I do want to take a palette knife though. Kind of spread those around a little bit. Just hoping we don't have too much antique copper in there, but I think we'll be okay. I'm trying to pull it over the yellow so when we blow it, the yellow will come up. Alright. So the other thing we have to be careful with is the sides. So I think I should probably do that right now. Pick up this little bit of paint I have and just touch those sides up. Because you don't want to have to be stuck with no paint on your sides. You could go through and paint them gold before you resin or varnish. I'm not sure how everyone finishes their tiles, but I do resin mine. You will probably hear the pups. They are playing. They're in rare form today. Okay. So I want to put my white this way. Vic's counting cells. Oh, inner bloom. Hey, Brian, she's probably just happy she got one because she's been struggling. Okay, so this is no silicone in this white. We're just going to put that on the top edge. That's it. Probably put a little bit more in the middle, though. Knows how I went back and put more. I'm still debating if I want. I'm going to go with the bigger swiper because I want to make sure I get those edges. So with these rubberized swipe sheets, you don't have to worry about it being stiff. So as soon as you place it on the paint, you can relax the whole swipe sheet, and it does all the work for you. Of course, tiles are not like canvas, so. And I'm not minding that that's there because this is supposed to be abstract art. You don't have to have perfection. So I'll bring this around, make sure I've got nothing moving because we don't want any excess paint. I do want to torch it though, get the bubbles out. I have these tiles in my Amazon shop. Shelly's right on top of it tonight. Link's already up. You get 14 tiles with the cork. So all you have to do is worry about painting it and doing your resin or whatever, and it gives you everything you need to finish it. Alright, so let's try getting a little flour in here. I think I'm going to go for 1.5, so we'll do our 1 up here and maybe our halvesy over there. I am going to use black cell activator, if I can find it. I know I didn't use it all. Well, oh, there it is, way over there. My goodness. It's on the other side of my table. Because I like the pop that the black does with color. A little thick, so I'm going to add a little bit of Aussie Floetrol to that. Yep, drop my GAC at 100 while I'm at it. So Aussie Floetrol, when you get it, you really have to shake this up. It's not just a simple little shake, shake, and go. The more you shake it, the better you are. Hi, Betty. So I'm just going to give it a spit. Just to thin it just a little bit, because it was just a little too thick. But it also freshens up your cell activator, doing that too. Alright, we're good now. Okay. So I'm going to put just a little bit here. I'm not looking for perfection, like I said. I'm going to use my airbrush. You can use a straw. Still not moving real good, but we'll get going here. First one's like a pancake, remember. If you don't like it, scrape and redo. Alright, then I'm going to take a skewer. Well, I have a skewer ready, but I want to open these up a little bit more. They're a little narrow. Something different to do besides pouring, but yet still the same concept with a better result, right? There's only so much pouring you can do before you start getting bored, because you feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again. It's not insanity, though. Because it never comes out the same. It's always fun to try new things. So that made it very dramatic, which I like. Almost like a butterfly wing. Okay, so I'm going to do a little one here. Maybe a halvesy. Do I want it to come... Yeah, I think I'm just going to put it on the edge and blow it up towards... that one. I don't want them just like one flower. That's just too minimal to me. I should put a little more paint on the next one. So I'm learning with the first one. These are tiles. Your substrate is harder, so you don't have the flow like you do with canvas. But we're going to fix that. So we're going to add more on the next one. But still, we'll keep this one because it's still super pretty. What you can do too is go in and add yourself some leaves or whatever you want to do. But if I were you, I would wait till this was dry because it may sink into this. But that's not bad for a tile. Got a little funky thing going here. I'm going to blow that out with my airbrush. I don't like that. This is too much of a cutoff. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside. This is going to probably pop open a little bit here yet for the cells to come up. But I really love that flower up there. I don't want to put a center on it because it's something I can do. If I go back in and do leaves, I can do something with the centers. And if anything, I would love to put like a little piece of gold leaf there. So let's move that one. I'm going to leave these colors out because we're going to need them for, that goes to my white, for the big tile. I thought it was cute. Yeah. Thank you, Betty. Alright, so for our next flower, let's go pinks. Boy, keeping all these bottles on here is going to be kind of irritating to me. You know how I am. Let me get the worst of that off. Alright, so let's do... Okay. We're going to do some bubblegum shimmer. I am going to put some knockoff in there. Hair. Oh my goodness, that was a very long hair. I don't think it was mine. And let's put a little purple raspberry in there. And we could do a little coral reef because we want to keep the pinks in there. Coral reef and knockoff are pretty close, except when they dry, the knockoff has a violet interference in it, so when you shift it, it looks more purpley. Okay, so let's start with coral reef. So my Floetrol came today for the retreat. FedEx was so gracious by dumping it at my back door. The boxes were mangled, but all the jugs were okay. So we're in countdown mode now. I'm cleaning out the cover, guys. Just give me a minute. Time to do a big painting and use up all these paints so I can get a fresh set going. Alright, let's get that coral reef down. There was the goop on the end there. So I'm going to put more paint this time, because I think we would have had more movement if we had a little more paint. But you don't want like a ton because then the tile might crack as it's drying. Let's go right in with some bubble gum. I'm sorry I'm not reading chat, guys. We'll do some purple raspberry. Not a bunch, just enough to give us that purpley pink. And then the knockoff. My goodness. I'm not sure I like these bigger bottles. Don't remember my other bottles doing that. And this is just going to give us our violet hue when it dries. Alright, we're going to blend just a little bit. I want to make sure I can get some to the edges here. Tomorrow I'm going to be staining box bottoms and finishing up the lids. And then Thursday I'm hoping I can get them lined and get all my boxes done that I just resined. Oh my goodness, I have so many. It's crazy. Alright, so there's our point where we're going to start from. Okay, let's get our white down. I am putting a little bit more on this one. Okay, just let it drop and pull. Why it's not hitting those sides, I don't know, but I may have pulled it all off. But we can fix that. We can fix that. Then you can grab one of your smaller swiper cards because he gives you so many. You can just do that. Like, you're not going to notice the lines where you pulled again when you blow that flower out. So I'm just wiping these up as I go. And then I'll soak them some hot water. Oops, you guys can't even see. Why don't you say something? Because I'm not reading chat. I'm sorry. I looked over at the screen. I want to get this mess out of my way because it's very distracting to me. I'm not a neat freak when it comes to when I'm painting, but I don't like a lot of stuff laying around. Okay. We're going to do the same thing that we did on the other one. What's bugging me, Bri? Are you talking about me? Brian knows me very well. So does Vic. And so does Shelly. I'm not going to get 5 petals in this one, but I'm going to try to get some color there anyway. Yeah, it does bug me, Bri. The studio in general. I'm not getting anywhere. As soon as I get stuff put away, they bring more out here, so. It's like today, I had this whole big area cleaned out. I'm gonna put a petal here. To put my desk together, and 6 jugs of Floetrol and a big old box from Big Lots because my tubs came. Just took over that whole spot. So I can't put the Floetrol out in the shed yet. It's still too chilly. Let me pull you guys this way a little bit. There we go. That's better. That way I'm not stretching to put a flower in there. This is something I've been wanting to try on a tile. I just never did it before, so I thought, why not? We'll do it tonight because I just got these in The other set that I had, we used them on New Year's Eve, so. I'm gonna fix that pedal a little bit. They don't have to be perfect. And this will develop too. I want to bring that black over the edge though. I'm not liking that pedal. So, let's see if I can blow it over just a smidge. That'll work for me. I'm gonna leave it. I kind of like it. I love the colors. Alright, let me move this. I can't set them on top of the other tiles because there's paint on the bottom of them. Alright, next color combo. I should have cut some parchment papers and I could have just pulled them out. Think about things after the fact. Canned air would not work good for this one, Brian. It would blow it right off the tile. You have an airbrush. Use it. Alright, so now we're going to go purple purple. So we're going to use, yep, Morning Pansy. And some wisteria. I do want a contrast in there, so I think I'm gonna do Moe's eggplant just because it's a dark purple red, and I might use the knockoff in this one too. Yeah, the canned air works good for alcohol inks on tumblers, Brian, when you want to blow it up the top. That's how fast it flies, that alcohol ink, so I would not use it for this, though. Unfortunately. So I'm just shaking my paints up a little bit. Yeah, so Big Lots, I did order the tubs. They're 19.5 inches. They're big enough to do anything on that 12-inch turntable. You can still get your hand in there. But I wouldn't do anything bigger. It will hit the sides. Alright, I'm going to put the eggplant on the bottom because I really don't want a lot of that color to come up. It's a little dark. But it gives us a good base when we're blowing to bring up a part of it anyways. Then I'm gonna go, I think I'll go with the knockoff. And then I'm gonna go with the pansy. I'm not sure how well that pansy's going to play with the eggplant, but it will play really well with wisteria. So hopefully we'll be okay. So I did put a lot of paint on that one. But I have to move it, you know. I have to cover those sides up. And we can stretch it after I get this over the sides. Get the excess off. I'll just take it side to side. Yeah, I was a little heavy-handed, wasn't I? So I think I have an airbrush in my retreat kit. So we could do flower pops at the retreat if anybody wants to. They're fun. They are fun. So Linda, I went back to the video to see which box you wanted and I didn't find it. So send me an email which box it was. Or maybe I might have to send you pictures and say which one did you want. Alright, so this one, I'm going to go this way because I didn't do it at the peak like I should have. Yeah, we can do pops with straws, but I do have an airbrush in the kit, I think. It's not the same as this one where it shuts off, it just keeps running. Okay, let's pull this one. Ooh, I grabbed the bottom paint, which I didn't mean to do. That one pulled better. Tilt that white just a smidge. Not that it will go over. It's better though. Okay. I got some cells in there when I torched it. Do this. And try not to blow out so far here because that one I do down here just gets lost, right? Whoops. Don't want to use a straw. Hi, Joanne. I got your email, honey. Thank you. So I'm going to put one here because I kind of blended them together again. I got a little airbrush happy. Let me clean that spot off, bring you guys back over here to the middle. Because I notice I'm to the left. Ugh. Alright, these are messy. Alright, that's better. I can deal with that. My goodness. I didn't show you guys the other one up close, but I'll show you them all when they're done and you can see them up close. And see how that orange and yellow is absolutely gorgeous. That has not moved because we didn't have any excess paint on there. It's hard to make a little flower when you're blowing like that because you see where the cell activator's going and then you're like, oh, I don't want that there. So then you keep blowing and it ends up being a bigger flower. But I'm going to take, see how this edge is like this? I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to pull it over. Because I didn't like that haze. Because that's how it would have dried. So it's pretty. Ugh, trying to get anything to focus tonight is going to be hard. Yeah, I'll wait till we're done and then I'll show them to y'all at one time. Alright, one more. So this one I want to do in blues. I know there's not a lot of blue flowers out there, but I like the blues. Because I can't think of anything else that would go with orange and pinks and purples. Besides red, and red kind of just throws the whole thing off. Hi, Monica. Go sit in the corner. Just kidding. Denim blue will be one. Let's take Sleeping Beauty. Actually, we'll go Beach Retreat 2021. And about some Silver Lake. I think we only need to use 3 on this one. I gotta get ready to start saying, go to the corner. Because it's coming up on retreat time where I send everybody to the corner when they misbehave. Not that they go there, but it's funny. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate you. So this is going to be my base, is the Silver Lake metallic. Such a pretty color. I do sell a lot of that. And I'm going to go with the Beach Retreat next because I want that denim over top of it. When I mix them together, it seems to bring up the bottom color, so. And when I blow it, too. Alright, and I'll do the denim. So doing the other tile, because it's a hexagon, it's going to be interesting how to get 4 quadrants of color on that. That'll be a challenge for me, but we'll see how it works. So I can already see the Silver Lake popping through a little bit. But we'll really see it, I think, when we blow it. I'm getting my edges really well. Nothing worse than when you go to resin a tile and you have a bare spot. Usually when I hit it with a paint marker and blow really hard so it dries fast. When I sit down to when I get over there to resin, it's like nothing's better stop me because I've got work to do. All right, let's torch. I am going to tilt a little bit just to make sure I don't have a gob of paint anywhere. I was a little better this time and not putting too much on. Okay. That's really pretty, just the way it is, isn't it? That Silver Lake looks like wisteria in there. Okay, here we go. let it do its thing. See, it totally grabs that white on the edges, so we're gonna have to go back through with the little one. And last time I grabbed too much in the middle, so I didn't want to do that again. But that's what the little ones are for. A little here, a little bit here. This reminds me of like when you do those naked cakes where you put minimal frosting on. So like we're putting minimal white showing. That's just my baking thing. Okay. Let me torch those couple bubbles there. Hi, Sarah Mac. How are you? I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Alright, let's blow that little bit out. I think I might have to add more because I didn't put a lot in there. I like that that's not moving like the last, like the pink one did, because that was a lot of paint. That's pretty. Go ahead and get my petals in before I go down there. That's pretty. I'm not sure why my camera's not focusing. It might be because these petals are here. Plus, I took a picture of the dogs. Sarah saw it in their piggy suits. I wanted like a little Valentine's-y piggy shoot with the dogs. That did not work for me. Ellie was good. If it was Finn, Finn would not sit. He was like, I am not doing this. Get this suit off me. Ellie just sat there like, okay, what are we doing now? She loves getting dressed up. That's the whole thing. Finn was not having it. He does not like to wear sweaters, or he doesn't even like to get his harness on to leave the house. He's a weirdo. Alright. Of course you do, Tammy. It's blue. Tammy's a big blue lover, too. I think there's a bunch of us that really like the blues and the teals. It's a calming color, and I think that's why a lot of people like blue. This is going to develop some more yet. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to do the big one now, which is going to be so hard. So let me... I've got so much stuff to get done. Oy vey. And it doesn't help. And I'm not, don't yell at me, you guys, but I slept till 1 o'clock today. I went to bed. I swear I was in bed before 2. But I was watching a TV show out here. And I went in, and I have to make the dogs move because they're on my side of the bed. And of course, they weren't moving for nothing. And then Ellie had to go potty, so we had to get up and let her go potty. And then they bark and growl because someone's in the kitchen. And then Ellen gets up to go to work at 5:30, so it was pure hell last night. to say the very least. I'm going to give myself a little pencil line, guys, just for eye, so I don't go too far. And this doesn't have to be perfect on here, because when I swipe it, oh, we're going to have trouble swiping, so I've got to think about this here. I think I know what I'm going to do. I think what we'll do is stretch them all that way, and then we'll take the white over the whole thing. I was thinking I could do white in the middle and pull it out, but that's going to look stupid. And here I thought I would be doing lots of these. Oh, this will be fun. I'll just do a bunch of them. Okay, so I started with coral reef on this one. This coral reef is not behaving. There we go. I needed some air in the bottle. That knockoff. Then we're going to come over here, do our purples. I believe I started with those. Ooh, where do I want that? Morning pansy. I probably mixed up the colors, but I think we'll be okay. This is the knockoff. And wisteria. Okay. Silver Lake. I think I did denim blue next. See how you forget? I moved them and I got them all out of order. Okay. Alright, now get these all smoothed out, get them over the edges, and then we'll swipe one big swipe down. Probably gonna have to do a little tilting too. I'm getting quiet because I'm thinking. So if you guys missed Shelly's premiere last night, go back and watch it. It's really cool to watch her do that swipe. Beautiful beach scene. She loves her swipes. She does a very good job on them. Show the girl some love. Alright, so I have nothing there in the middle, so I fixed that. Alright, let's tilt it just a little bit. Yeah, see, there's a lot of paint on there. So I'm going to be very careful that I can get it back where it was after I tilt that pile off on that side. So the yellow one isn't moving as much, so we're good there. I'm going to bring it just a little bit this way. And then this way. Okay, get everything back in the middle where it belongs. And then we'll do our swipe. So I still have to do it with the points because if I do it the other way, I'll have to add white to the swipe card. And then I'm not going to get the effect that I'm looking for. So I'm going to pop these bubbles real quick. And then I'm going to use the big swiper, the big kahuna, and we'll do the white. I will do it from this side because I do like the blue flowers. I want to make sure I got enough to get there. Okay. I pulled it off immediately. Look at that. It does not grab those edges at all. It's the tile. It's not me. It's not the swiper. It's the tile. I think the hexagon tiles have a little raised edge on them. Because of the way they're cut. So it keeps you from grabbing. But I'm not minding that. It's not bad at all. We can still work with that. I could pull a little bit for the purple, but I'm not worried about the yellow. And as far as that goes, so we have to make sure that we blow deep enough to bring those colors up. Because the yellow went over, and that's why I was trying to coordinate where I was putting everything, so I knew that was going to pull that over. Alright, so my edges are covered, so I'm not worried about that. I think I'm more concerned with getting his flowers in there. So let's start with that. So what I'm going to do is get 4 in their little quadrants and see what I can do in the middle, maybe. We might be okay. We may not have to add another one, but we might. So let's see what we get. Let's go to the other side. So I'm going to have to move that petal over because I blew it a little too far. So my pink is coming. I just have to fish for it. That's the part we have to worry about. We're okay. We're okay. I'm not worried about that because I can pull that in as a petal. So, all right, let's go here. My goodness, I keep pulling you guys out of frame. I'm sorry. I'm not watching the camera enough. Yeah, this would definitely be fun to do, to make butterflies for sure, Sarah. Yeah, the first tile we did, the orange really was prominent. It was super pretty. So let's get our purple one. Well, that one's really dark this time, isn't it? We had more of the knockoff show up last time. Okay, let's see if our blue will show up. There it is. So it did work, even pulling that over. You could do a winter, spring, summer, fall on a tile like this too. I'm going to widen this a little bit just to fill up that gap. And I'm not worried about the middle. So what I am worried about is that. Alright, let's put our petals in and see where we're at. I really like that knockoff. And the coral reef, it's such a pretty color. Well, they're pretty much similar, but the knockoff has the purple interference in it. Alright, see how I lost that one already? So, I might have to suck a little bit of paint out of there to get it to behave. I don't think it'll crack. There's not really that much there. Well, maybe a little bit. Alright, let me suck a little bit out of the middle. It's not a ton. And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a mix of all those colors. Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly. So I think when I go back in, when they're dry, I can put a nice pretty leaf here and a pretty leaf here. Maybe some little ones there. I think it'll be gorgeous. So let me see if I can get this thing to focus. Well, let me do this instead. I've got to tell the camera that he's vain to get him to play focus game with me. And I know why it's doing that, because I did my collab piece, I shut the autofocus off. That's why it's not focusing. Ugh. You'll have to wait till next week to see how pretty. Alright, so there's our big one. These are our little ones. The blues, the purples. The oranges. That one's already drying. Look at that. Can you see it? It's already drying. That's how shallow my paint was. And then our pink one. So those will be fun. Boy, I can't believe that's already drying. So, any questions? Thank you, guys. I did get some new black gloves. I bought a case, actually. These are on Amazon, and they don't stain my fingernails black, so that's a good thing. I had to buy a couple boxes of gloves for the retreat, so I thought I'd get myself a case while I was at it. Because I can't get to my cabinets where my other boxes of gloves are. That's bad when you have to buy something because you can't get to it. Hoarder. I'll admit that I'm a canvas hoarder, and that's what's in front of all my cabinets are canvases. Thanks so much for joining me tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the donations. Always helps. Helps me get my supplies to do stuff on here, like buying these tiles and doing some fun stuff that's different instead of pouring on canvas all the time. You know, I love functional art. I could do functional art every day and never get bored with it. So, but I do like to do a big canvas once in a while, and that's what's going to be coming up soon. As soon as I get the rest of the stuff on my pouring table put away, I plan on doing a big painting. I have a person that's interested in a big one. They don't care what it looks like. They did not give me any color suggestions. They just said, you do you. So if they don't like it, I'll still keep it or sell it. Who knows? But they are fun to do. I have to shut my heater off to dry them because if I leave them here on my table, they do crack. So, yeah, that's not fun. Summertime's much easier for those. But I love you all. Hi, Tish. And I will see you guys Sunday, unless I decide to throw a video up for Thursday. But I'll be able to chat with you guys Sunday during the 2023 Valentine's Day Piggy collaboration. It starts at noon on Lisa Marvin's channel. And it runs until, I believe, I can't remember if it's 9 p.m. There's a lot of artists. So we all make sure that we give you a little bathroom break, though. You know, a couple minutes to run and get a potty break and get a drink and come back and watch. But I'm sure you have your favorite artists that you'll be watching. And it's fun to always check out someone that you haven't watched before. We will also have a playlist, so you can start right at the beginning, and you don't have to do anything. It'll take you right to the next video. So you don't have to search for who's next or click on a link to find out who's next. So I will post that in the Posse group as soon as I get that from Mitchell. And that way you guys will have it, and you'll have the playlist ready, and you can go right into YouTube with that playlist link, and it will start off the collab at noon for you. So, oh yeah, Emily, that is in my bedroom above my headboard. Yep. It was a stunning painting. I absolutely love it. But like I said, I love working on big stuff. You have more freedom. Working on little stuff like this is fun. It's easy to do. You just can't go in with a big head and say, I'm going to do this flower, because you can't use that much paint. So you have to limit yourself to what you're going to do with it. When you go on a big canvas, you got to use enough paint. And you can have more options for tilting. If you get too much paint on it, you can go in and take paint out of the middle. It's just easier to fix it with a big painting than it is with just, let's say, a 16 by 20. Sometimes you're stuck with a lot of paint because you don't want to lose the design that you have, and you're stuck with a ton of paint left on the canvas. So it's a lot of I call it undertow, where you can slowly tilt your canvas and the paint underneath will move more than the paint on the top. I've said it a few times and I've showed you guys a few times how I just lift gently to get that move in. And as soon as it starts to go, you can flip it back and that top part will come back onto your canvas. You can't save it all, but you can save most of it. So, but that's stuff that we've learned and, you know, stuff that we've talked about. And every time I do it, actually, I still talk about it. So, but make sure you check out everybody's channels that, you know, hangs out here. Everybody's got stuff going on. Valentine's Day is this weekend, or on Tuesday. And I'm going to be pouring on hearts next Tuesday night. Those wood hearts that we bought from Michael. So I'm going to try to get those ready to do those. We'll just be doing some side blooms or whatever. Something fun. But take care, guys. I will see you all on Sunday. I love you all. Bye now.